Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to show you what we're seeing in Bitcoin and Ethereum's chart. I think there's a very good chance we get a bear trend reversal here and we see Bitcoin and Ethereum head much lower. I could definitely be wrong about that though. I'll show you why I could be wrong here, but I'm also going to show you why I think I'm right. So let's get into it, guys. At the end of the day, you're going to be able to come to your own decision and think for yourself here. I'm just going to show you my reasonings and what I'm thinking here. Okay, so let's get into it. First off, I want to point out this 2-week trend line here in Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can see pretty much identical trends here from a 2-week perspective, okay? Now, clearly, we continue to get support and continue to make higher lows, so we're still in an uptrend here as of now, okay? But I do believe, okay, and you got to understand, calling trend reversals is a low probability game. You have a much higher chance of sticking with the trend. So just from a probability standpoint, I'm at a disadvantage to try and call a trend reversal right now. But someone's got to call a trend reversal at some point, and I do believe we have a very good chance of a trend reversal here. But how are you going to know if we do actually get that trend reversal? Let's go over the confirmations right now. Okay, so clearly, I believe we have a very good chance of breaking down and seeing BTC and Ethereum head lower. So the first confirmation we're looking for is closing below this 2-week trend. Okay, that's going to take out the current uptrend in the short term, and on top of that, when we can actually break this trend, guess what that's actually going to coincide with? It's going to coincide with a break of the 10-period exponential moving average. Now, moving averages are good if you know how to use them. And I know a lot of people think that, hey, a moving average is just support. A moving average is resistance. But to me, it's just an extra confirmation when you can combine breaking a trend line with breaking an exponential moving average. And so we're currently using, in this example, the 10-period exponential moving average as an indication of the short-term trend, right? So since we broke it here in July, the short-term trend has been up. Well, if we can break below, the short-term trend to us is signaling a reversal back bearish, okay? And so that, when you combine, right, break of that line equals a break of this line as well, which are different factors, right? This moving average is different than this trend line, but they both add up to the same thing, a bearish confirmation. So those are two bearish confirmations we're looking for right now, is break of the trend as well as a break of that exponential moving average. Now, other factors that would lead me to believe we have a very high probability of a bearish reversal here would be the divergences we see in this chart. We've got a volume divergence and a RSI divergence. If you don't know what that is, very simple. As the price is moving higher, the volume is moving lower, meaning as we move higher, less and less buyers are willing to step in and purchase BTC right now. On top of that, we have a RSI divergence, which in this case means as we move higher, the actual strength of Bitcoin moves lower. So the higher we go, the weaker Bitcoin is getting. Those are the two main divergences, and we do teach these in super detail in our course, which you can enroll on our site here. Okay, so on top of that, we also have a MACD cross. So when you have three factors here, which all point to a bear reversal, you got an RSI divergence, volume to price divergence, right? So think about that, right? Price is moving higher, the strength of Bitcoin is moving lower. It's getting weaker. Price is moving higher, less and less buyers are coming in, okay? So right now what we're missing, the key ingredient to really validate this volume divergence, is we need to see some sellers step in. And so that leads to the question right now is, how severe will this bear reversal be, okay? Because we can reverse, right? We can drop from 45.7 to maybe 42.5, but that wouldn't be a very strong bear reversal. And then we could take it long at that point, right? You can see this could be that previous high, could be support. We could drop to 42.5 and then actually take it long from here, right? So the question right now is, how severe will this bear reversal be if this bear reversal hits? Because at this point, we don't know, because there's not many sellers stepping in, right? So that's the main question here. On top of, first off, we haven't even broken the trend. This bear reversal hasn't even been confirmed. I'm just trying to predict this before it happens, right? So I have to take the extra step to say this before it would do that. And so far, we have not seen that bear reversal, but I do believe we will, okay? Could be wrong about that. And if I am wrong about that, then guess what? You stay with the trend and you actually remain bullish. But to me, getting support at these levels, right? Because we're trying to predict a bear reversal, right? So if it breaks and if we do get that bear reversal, that's highly bearish, right? But if we cannot break through, okay, I'm still bullish. Does that make sense? So it's all about understanding these levels and your confirmations. If you don't get a bear confirmation, you remain bullish, right? So that's how it works. So at this point, what we're looking for is a bear reversal and a break lower. We're looking for our confirmations, which are break below that trend, with a break below that 10-period exponential moving average. We've got multiple divergences. We've got a MACD cross here, all signaling to us that. I tried to break this down and explain this for a beginner. So if I sounded like I was, dummying everything down, it's because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to make this super easy to follow, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced trader. So give me some feedback on if you like the way we broke it down in this video. So those are the things you're looking out for. But on top of that, we're going to point out two more things. One is the pattern in topping formation we're seeing here. If I could draw right here. Okay, you can see that we've got a shoulder. Now, obviously, that's not a head and shoulder because you're missing the head, right? Or you could argue, okay, that you do have a head and shoulders, but let's be honest here. It's not a perfect head and shoulders by any means, right? So what I'm trying to get across to you right now, okay, I mean, this is one way, right? I mean, you can go Pablo Picasso style all you want, right? You could say that's a head and shoulders, and it kind of is, but, however you look at it, either way, right? With the head or without the head, pause, you still got a topping formation. It's losing momentum at these levels. And once again, when you combine the chart pattern with the divergences, with the movement that we're seeing, with the historical analog we've pointed out here, okay, that's what leads us to believe you have a very high probability of a reversal, okay? So you have a topping formation, loss of momentum. On top of that, I had one other thing I wanted to point out here. I'll be honest. Oh, I just remember what it was, is the price target. So let's say this is a head and shoulder. Well, you measure from the head. Oh, that's wrong. I need to get this right here. You measure from the head down to the neckline, which the neckline is support. If you don't know what a head and shoulders is, you haven't been following, or maybe you're just completely new. I'm trying to be beginner friendly here for everyone. Okay, you're going to get a price target of around 41,000. Okay, now if we take a measurement, let's say you're short right now, which I will tell you, okay, we are short right now. Okay, we are short right now with our members. I probably shouldn't be saying that, but I am. Okay, because you're supposed to pay to get my alerts. All right, but I'll give you that right now. We're short right now, but we will not hesitate to reverse long if we continue to get support here. So that's my plan. So you're pretty much getting a free member trade that we're doing with our coaching members here on our site. All our students, by the way, we're totally booked on spots right now. We can't even take any more people into our coaching program right now. Okay, but consider yourself in our coaching program for this trade right now. Obviously, you're not going to get the position sizing. You're not going to get the individual coaching where I'm going to keep your emotions in check throughout the trade. So you are doing this on your own, but you are getting a real member trade that we are currently taking with our members right now. Okay, so let's just do the math here. Since we are short up here right now, you're expecting a 10.61% move if this head and shoulders played out exactly like that. Okay, on 10x leverage, that's 100% return. You're short 20,000 here, and we drop down there, you make 20,000, right? So keep that in mind. That's just a rough estimate and calculations as to what kind of profits you could expect if this plays out as we believe it can, okay? So that's what we're looking at here, guys. That's a free trade for you to take advantage if you're following this channel, and hopefully you're seeing this video in a timely manner. So if you're watching this video late, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on so you don't miss out on timely videos like this, guys. I hope this plays out nicely for everyone here if you're following it. But remember, you got to have confirmations to confirm the trade. And so as of now, we are in shorting this early with our members before we've received confirmation, right? So why would you get in before confirmation? Is because we're that confident. We really do believe that this is going to be a trend reversal. So there's advantages and disadvantages to being in early before confirmation. I think you can probably figure out what that is, right? If you are indeed right and you call it before confirmation, you're going to have boosted profits, right? Higher profits if you're in earlier than later, right? So to be safer, of course, you can wait until you get confirmation, right? Then you're going to have a higher probability. But the benefit to taking it aggressively before confirmation is what? higher profits, right? So everything has a trade-off, everything has its reasoning. That's why we're short right now before getting confirmation. But here's the most important thing is people feel entitled to being right. People feel entitled to their trade. People don't know how to let go of a trade if it's wrong. And so the key is, right? Well, once again, what are we doing right now? We're going against the probabilities. Calling trend reversals is a lot harder than sticking with the trend. The trend right now is what? It's still up. It still has plenty of support as of now. We just think it's going to break through that support. But if we cannot break through the support, what do? You're either going to close your short, or you want to go long, or just not have a trade at all. There's so many answers, so many scenarios, but the point is to not feel entitled to your position, to not hold on to it as if it has to play out that way. Be smart and play what the charts are giving you. If it can't break through these support that we've talked about, this trend line and the 10-period exponential moving average, if these divergences aren't playing out the way we envision it to, collect your profit, get out, and reevaluate, right? That's the way to play it. And so our game plan is simple. This, if this is going to play out as we envision it, this breakdown, right? Because we think, okay, if we can break through that head and shoulders, we should be able to drop to 41K potentially, right? And drop into 41K, that's a serious move. That's a 10% drop, 8% drop, as we went over earlier, right? So the truth of the matter is, if that's actually going to happen, we should have no problem breaking through this support within the next 24 hours. So if we can't break through that support within the next 24 hours, that's when you got to, raise a question. Hey, maybe this trade's not going to go exactly according to plan. Can I get out with profit, and can I reverse my position if that's what you think is the right thing to do, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Is don't be entitled to your position. Just because we have a price target at 41,000 doesn't mean that that's always going to be the price target, because if we can't break through support, then that price target means absolutely nothing. Does that make sense? So that's my breakdown of this trade we're currently taking with our members. You see the confirmations. You see what's going on here. And ultimately, remember, this whole point I've been trying to explain is don't be entitled to your position or to your vision or to what you think or what you want to happen, right? Is you got to realize objectively, right? Think about it. If we can't break through the support, which is a very pivotal point, you can see volume is picking up right here at where a lot of people are contesting this area, right? Because if we can break down, it's most likely going to lead to a big drop like we believe, right? So there's a pivotal point here, but think about it. It's a pivotal point. So if we can't break this pivotal point and we can't break lower, then it's probably going to be pretty bullish, right? If it can hold up, but obviously you have my prediction, you have my bias. I don't believe we're going to hold up here, and I do believe we're going to have a major move lower. Now, how major? That I can't tell yet, but make sure you subscribe so we can track the magnitude of this move, because a lot of people, you don't realize it, this move could take us down to 20,000. I know it sounds crazy right now. I know a lot of people won't believe me. This drop, it could be down to 20,000, okay? Obviously not in one day, right? Because we've talked about the analog. Remember, we went over the analog. It's the great big bull trap of 2018 all over again. This could take us down to 20,000, even 15,000, okay? So that's the thing. Is the magnitude going to be there? Is it that move that I think it could be? Or we could drop to this price target of around 41,000, okay? But even if we just drop to 41,000, then we could, go back bullish, or we, drop to this high right here of 42.5 and get that as support and move higher. But, yes, that would be a fantastic trade if we drop down here to 42.5, 4100. But imagine how fantastic this is going to be if we drop to 20,000 or 15,000, and you can literally hold your short position from up here all the way down to 15,000, 20,000. I know it sounds crazy, but time will tell. I seriously believe that this could be a repetition of the 2018 bull trap, okay? So I know, sounds crazy. We'll see if I get hate in the comments. I don't give a fuck, okay? Because, if we do drop down to 15, 20,000, I'll be the only person who called this shit. And it's true. Everyone as of now is bullish out of their fucking minds, okay? And that's exactly why. This is what you need to break through those bottom levels. Why? Because everyone who got super excited, whether this be institutions, retail traders, they have these huge leveraged up long positions. They think this is going to be what takes us to 100K. So now when they get liquidated, they're fucked. And that's how you can really break down to 20, 15K. So people think this time is different. People think that the adoption is too big. Guess what? If it doesn't matter if you have adoption if everyone gets liquidated. You see what I'm saying? So I believe that, this is a very low probability. Let's be real. The chances of me calling a crash, that this is going to crash to 20 or 15,000, it's less than 0.1% chance. But I believe that I have a much higher chance than 0.1%. You see what I'm saying? So time will tell. That's my prediction. I truly do believe, okay, that yes, if this has to have some magnitude. It has to have some ferociousness to it. It can't just be a little pullback, a little drop here. But there's a serious possibility that this is going to take us down to 20,000, 15,000, and I guarantee you, nobody in the world is saying that because everyone's saying we're going to 100,000. So that's my prediction. Now, if you need a platform to trade Bitcoin or Ethereum on, I highly recommend the platform we use, Phemex. I do have an associate link that you can use down below to actually get reduced trading fees. So that's huge. Okay, so take advantage of, in my opinion, what is the best crypto trading platform. We also have Bybit. The only problem with Bybit is they're a lot more strict on US traders. So that's why I'd say for most people, Phemex is going to be the way to go. Okay, so final thing I'm going to point out to wrap up this video is obviously we are completely booked on spots, but we're going to try to squeeze in just a couple more people if we can, because this market, I believe, is going to be extremely, extremely profitable, especially if, obviously, this is that move down to 20 to 15K like I believe it really can be. Okay, so guys, schedule a call. I'll tell you one thing. If you schedule a call, you have a chance that we're still going to be able to get you in. If you don't schedule a call, you have no chance of getting in. You see what I mean? So if you're someone who wants to trade with the coach here, to maximize the opportunity in this market, or maximize your chances of taking advantage of the opportunity in the market, then make sure to at least schedule a 20-minute call. And then obviously we have our WhatsApp group with updates and stuff. So check out the links in the description, guys. We've got Phemex link for you. We've got a free WhatsApp group invitation link for you. And obviously the link to get one-on-one coaching and schedule a free 20-minute call. So guys, let's take advantage. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Here we go.